Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the Afterglow PlayStation 3 controller. So, I have the blue one. I like blue, I don't know why, but I always think that PlayStation's blue. I know it's black, but if there was ever a colour to go with it, I thought it was blue. Same with Xbox, I think green goes very good with Xbox. Could be the background screens and the lights on it, probably is. Here is the controller, it's lovely. So guys, as a size comparison, here is the official PlayStation 3 controller. There is the Afterglow one, have a good look. More like the Xbox controller where you've got the D-pad here and your analog stick is up there. It is a little bit annoying. Like for me it's not a big deal because I play Xbox anyway, so I'm used to this controller, it's not a big deal. I'll show you what it looks like lit up. So to light it up there's a little button on the back. So there are 3 settings and you adjust that with a button on the back, a little black one, a lovely black button on the back. And so one push turns it off, another push, it looks like it's off, but what it does is when you're playing a game and there's a moment where the controller will vibrate, then this will light up. So it's not always on. And then third setting is it's just constantly on. I personally prefer the third setting because it looks really cool. It just makes a really cool glow to the room and it looks really nice. So the other issues with this controller are, you might have noticed, it's got a cable. This is, you cannot take this off. You cannot remove this cable whatsoever. It's to power the lights, which makes sense, otherwise you'd probably need to recharge it all the time. But with a cabled controller you know that there are going to be some mild issues, such as it constantly has to be plugged in. So if you're used to the previous generation of gaming, it's not a big issue. It is a little bit annoying. However, in regards to the fact the controller is wired, there is always the possibility of then using the controller for not a PlayStation. So what I mean by this is you could probably use it for a PC. I haven't tested it out yet, but you know, if you're using PC games and you don't like using a mouse and keyboard, you could probably use this as a controller for gaming on your PC. It wouldn't be too difficult to set up. I just personally haven't bothered doing it myself yet. I've had this a couple of days. And I've gamed with it a little bit on my PlayStation, it works perfectly fine. So then the other big issue with it being a wired controller is that you can't, for whatever reason, turn the whole console on with the PS Home button. I think it's because it's the PlayStation that actually powers the controller. So you can't use any power from the controller if it's not on. So it means literally every time you want to play and have that controller as the main controller, you have to get up and turn the PlayStation on. Now for us lazy people that is a little bit annoying. You can turn the entire system off with the controller, same as the normal controllers. Obviously if it was the second controller, third controller, something like that, and you had a normal controller on the go, it's going to work fine. You just use your first person controller, power up the system, and so on. So that's not a big deal. Other than that, that is probably the only downside I can see, but even then it's not much of a downside really. The other thing to take note of is, because it's not your classic PlayStation controller shape, the triggers are a little bit of a different shape. They look a little bit like this. I don't know if that's in focus. Like that. So they've got a bit of a clip. Doesn't bother me, but I have very small hands, as I always say. I like to tell everyone I've got tiny hands. It doesn't bother me. Sometimes it's a bit more helpful when you're actually gaming, but it can be annoying if you were to just throw the controller down on the bed. It might, or on the floor, wherever, but it might hit that incredibly large trigger. So that's the other thing, but you get used to it. I'll just compare the two. Okay? La la la. So this is not an official PlayStation Sony product. It's made by Afterglow. One other positive though of it not being an official piece of kit is the price. So at the time that I bought it, I think it was about £12 or £13. It's pretty cheap, and it had free shipping. I'll leave a link below. One thing that I will say that I found was really a pleasant surprise with this controller is how it feels. It sounds kind of weird, but in comparison to the official PlayStation controllers, the official Xbox controllers, where Xbox controllers, the official black ones, they kind of feel a bit rough. The official PlayStation ones, they have a kind of a finish on them. They do feel smooth. But this one has this really nice finish. I can't quite explain it, you'd have to feel it for yourself. But it's just incredibly smooth, and it's quite easy to grip. It feels much easier to grip than the normal controllers. I don't know what it is about the finish, how they've done it, but it just feels beautiful. It just has a really nice finish to it. It's kind of awesome. I'll try and get some footage or some photos and just stick them in and show you what it looks like in the dark, because it does look pretty awesome in the dark. So I'd like you guys to see that. So all in all, it's quite a nice bit of kit, and for £12 or £13, free shipping, it glows in the dark. It does kind of what it says on the tin. It's not that bad. I haven't had any major technical issues with it. It plays well, it feels comfortable. So guys, let me know if you found this review helpful, if there's any other bits of gaming kit that you'd want me to review or just give my opinion on. I'm more than happy to try and check them out. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I review gaming tech and I also play a lot of video games, so check me out. I'll see you soon guys.